Okay, and we're gonna mute us all. Okay. All right, you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. This is gonna be an interesting day, me and technology. It's like, okay, it's gonna be a little bumpy till I figure it out, but we're all good. Okay, now that we've done our pranayam and our opening and we've gotten the giggles, so what you guys didn't know that are watching this as a recording is that I sent out the invitation yesterday and I forgot to send the link. So today started out as a bumpy day before it even started. Thank you to those of you that are here today that gave me the gentle reminders by email going, where is the link? And it's like, I didn't send it. It's like, no. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with some gentle twists, and then we're gonna move into some lateral work, but we're gonna use the chair to do the lateral work. So what I want you to do is making sure that you're comfortable. I want us to do this as a wide-legged posture. So if it's difficult for you to be flat on the floor, then please, 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 I want you to use a bolster. And then let's start. So what we're going to do is, can everybody see? I guess I need to back up just a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right, voila. So from here, let's go ahead and have y'all start by lengthening into your right arm. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale. I want you to extend and float it down. And then again, deep inhale. And this time I want you to just very gently bring it over towards the left, opening into that right rib cage a little bit. And then with the next exhale, let it float back down. And then one more time, deep inhale. And as you exhale, gently float it over to the left, opening into that right rib cage. Breathe. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. And then inhale, let it come back up. Carolyn, can I make a suggestion? Is it possible for you to bolster yourself up a little bit or place something underneath your knees just so that you're, there you go. Perfect. Thank you. Awesome, awesome. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and do the other side. So take a deep inhale, lengthen up with that left arm. And then exhale, sweep it down. Good. And again, deep inhale. And exhale, this time gently float over to the right, opening into the left rib. And then deep inhale. And exhale, float it down. And again, deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then one more time, deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. So you guys, one thing about the diaphragm, which is why we're going to kind of focus on twists and opening today, is that the diaphragm, it's really interesting. It actually attaches all the way up here at the base of the sternum where the rib cage joins. And then it actually, so when it expands, it's pinned there, but then you've got a lot more volume so that it flows down to the bottom of the rib cage. And then it comes back up. It's really kind of an interesting thing. It's not like it comes down through the center. It actually stays pinned to the middle, and then the sides float down, and then they come back up. it's kind of an interesting thing. So one of the things that happens is that can happen is that when we don't focus on lateral work, right? When we don't focus on really breathing front to back, you've got a lot of fascia and a lot of small muscles that run through the rib cage. And because we have 4 layers of abdominal muscles that is holding all of our visceral, all of our organs inside, things start to, it's the image that always comes to my mind is like, it's like shrink wrap, right? Things start shrinking. So you start losing that space between the top of the hip bone and the bottom of the rib cage. Things start compressing. So doing the breath and this lateral work becomes really important to creating as much space as possible for the breath and the diaphragm. So now we're going to play with the same concept now, moving into the twist. So take a deep inhale again with the right arm. And as you exhale, gently, slowly twist yourself over to the left. And this is a very gentle twist. And then inhale, sweep that arm all the way back up and down. Now we're going to alternate. Inhale, lengthen into that left arm. Exhale, gently twist to the right, bringing it over. And just notice if there's a difference between sides. And then inhale, sweep it all the way back up and down. And then again, right arm up, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And down. Left arm. Exhale. Inhale. Bring it back down. One more time to the right. Inhale. Exhale. And left. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Okay, from here, and I'm going to adjust myself over to the side, just so that you can see, I want you to begin by bringing your feet onto the mat, knees bent, and then I want you to bring your hands behind. Now again, if this is too much for wrists, you can always take fingertips out, right? Or you can come on to small fists, gentle fists. So please take what feels best. So now what we're going to do is, the first part is that I want you to just simply stay here. Take a deep inhale, fill the belly to the front, and then on the exhale, I want you to take those inner edges of the shoulder blades and gently begin to squeeze. And you can have a gentle bend through the elbows, that's fine. At the end of the exhale, let it relax and soften. Next part is staying steady through the arms. You're going to take a deep inhale. And then exhale, I want you to squeeze through the glutes and begin to lift the hips up. Good. Moving into reverse tabletop. And then inhale, bring it back down. Coming back, pause through the exhale. Inhale. And then exhale, squeeze those shoulders. Inner edges drawing together. End of the exhale, let it release. This time we're going to do it as an inhale, lift, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, pause. One more time, exhale, squeeze inner edges of the shoulder blades, working them together, finding that opening as you squeeze. Then let it release, inhale up. And then exhale, bring it back down. From here, coming back out so that we're back into wide legs. Pause. All right. I want you to take a moment, let the shoulders roll. Take a moment, roll through the head and neck. Just simply observe, where are we? How is this all feeling today? Good. Okay. So from here, taking your hands to the outside, I want you to grab your chairs. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with a blanket on top of the seat of the chair because I want it to be comfortable. Allow your legs to open up again as long as that's comfortable. There we go. Good. Beautiful, you guys. Good. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this a little bit more into a yin posture, whereas before it was very organic, flowing. We weren't holding on to anything for very long. This time, you're going to take your right arm and you're going to bring it so that allow the chair to start on the right side. Okay. There we go. Good. Perfect. Thank you. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to allow the arm to come through and then take this left hand, inhale, bring it up. Take a moment. Now I want you that we've opened up and warmed into the shoulders. I want you to feel the shoulder come up towards the ear, lengthening all the way through the fingertips. And then as you exhale, I want you to slide that shoulder blade down through the rib cage. Oh, there we go. Allowing the palm to face towards the right. And then as you exhale, all you're going to do is just slide, right? Which is why we have the blanket, because it makes this great slide. You're just going to roll yourself over and breathe. Now, you might be able to touch the back. You might not. What I want you to focus on is keeping the heart open. So if you're noticing that as you're coming into this, you're rolling your torso forward, I want you to not go as deep and instead focus on keeping this left shoulder stacked over the right. And if your arm is tired and you can't reach, just bring it behind, or you can bring it down and behind that way. So we've got lots of options. And just breathe. And if your head needs some propping, you can bring your hand back through, that right hand back through, and hold your head up this way. So all we're doing now is we're allowing very gently this left rib cage and everything that goes on within it to begin to open, okay? So we've got lots of layers that we're working on. Superficially, we've got the intercostal muscles in between the ribs, okay? You have your quadratus lumborum, so you've got one side that's stretching, one side that is compressing. You have your psoas muscle, and then you have, let's see, let's take our pick. We have transverse abdominals, which wraps horizontally, and then we have 2 layers of oblique muscles that do a nice little crisscross from front to back. So all of that we're opening into. And breathe. And again, allow the focus to be on finding that extension through the exhale. So allowing the exhale to be longer than the inhale. One more cycle of breath. And then very gently begin first by releasing this left arm and then using the blanket to slide back to vertical. Good. Then I want you to see if you can feel a difference between this left side and the right side. Okay. All right. So now we're going to move ourselves into a forward fold. I'm going to adjust myself, but what I want you guys to do, and I'm going to demonstrate it, is that you simply lift your chair and you bring it forward. Okay. So I'm going to keep it to the side just so that y'all can see. So go ahead and lift the chair and bring it in front of you. Now, this is all going to depend on, again, what your body is telling you. So here you've got this really beautiful wrap. You can very simply just take your head and let it rest and let your arms come on top of the seat of the chair and let that rest as well. And just breathe. And again, focus. If your body says yes and you have a little bit more space for your system, you can always extend the chair away from you a little bit, and you can, usually we have the little rod that goes in between the two legs of the chair. You can drape your wrists over and you can begin to sink a little bit lower. So again, there's no pressure. And we're just using the chair as the assist. And what happens is that instead of the front coming onto the chair, it's going to be more of the top. So just choose what feels best for you and breathe. So we're creating support for the head and the neck. We're not placing any stress into the shoulders. And we're really kind of isolating the diaphragm and the heart so that we can really, again, focus on breath and what it feels like. Beautiful, you guys. That looks awesome. And just let everything begin to soften and surrender. Begin to notice that as you're here in the posture, how your body softens into it. Because with each breath, you're changing your body. Your muscles are relaxing. You're connecting more deeply into your parasympathetic system. You're taking your body more deeply into its rest and digest stage, which means that the body will support opening safely. Two more cycles of breath. At the end of the second cycle of breath, because we've been here a while, I want you to move very gently, very slowly, and begin to walk yourself back and upright with your hands. Coming off of the chair and back. And just take a moment to notice. And now you're going to take the chair over to the left side. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. So you're going to take your left arm, lengthen it on top of the chair. Okay. And then inhale, lengthen into that right arm. Feel the shoulder rise towards the ear. And then when you're ready, still lengthening through the armpit, still lengthening through the fingertips as you're going towards the ceiling. Feel that shoulder slide down. There we go. Deep inhale again. And then gently exhale, float yourself, slide. Don't be afraid to slide along the seat of the chair. And find your stretch on this side. Find your opening. Okay, so again, if your arms are long, they might touch the back of the chair. If they're not quite there, you can gently place them on top of the head, or you can sweep the arm back behind. Beautiful. Awesome, you guys. Breathe into this side. Take a moment to observe how this side feels versus the other side. Everybody looks beautiful, you guys. Very nicely done. And again, if you need to prop your head because your neck is a little sore, just feel free to bend the elbow and place your hand on your head. Long, slow, full breath. And then when you're ready, gently release that right arm. And slide yourself back upright. There we go. Good. Nice. Beautiful, you guys. How's everybody feeling? Does that feel okay? Good. Awesome. Good. Okay. So this time, when everybody to, brought all these blocks. Here we go. Want everybody to grab a block. Okay, so we're placing the block just over to the side. As we did last week, what I'm going to invite you to do is come so that you're facing with the chair still on the left, and bring your legs up and onto the seat of the chair. And gently roll yourself back. There we go, good. Get nice and comfy. Good. And take a minute here to connect in with the spine. You can let your hands come to rest on top of the low belly. And breathe deep into that low belly. And as you feel the breath move towards the ceiling, let the breath create a gentle curve through that lumbar spine. And as you exhale, connecting into the recoil of the diaphragm, notice that everything comes back into a long softness. And then again, deep inhale. And exhale. We'll do this 3 more times. And then gently releasing the hand. We're going to come back to our block. And we're going to take it the long way. Hold it with either hand. So we're going to, again, play with the concept that we played with last Wednesday, which was, how does it feel like on the back to twist through the torso coming from the arms rather than the legs, okay? So from this place, gently holding onto the block, you're going to take a deep inhale. We're going to move to the right first. As you exhale, you're going to lift that left shoulder and bring yourself into a twist so that you end up hovering that right arm just above the floor. And then breathe deeply into that left side. We'll do 2 more cycles of breath right here. And then with the next inhale, you're going to not use your legs. You may need to squeeze a little bit through the glutes. You're going to inhale yourself back up. Right. And let everything relax while you're still holding the block. Next inhale, find the length. Now we're going to do this over to the left. And exhale. Pay attention to what your spine is telling you. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. One more cycle of breath. And then next inhale, bring it up. And gently let it come back down. Ground. Okay, now you're going to remove your legs. And you're going to take the block, and I want you to hold it in between your feet. Gently flexing your feet. There you go, good. And however wide you choose is fine. If you prefer it, you can take it so that the narrow side is in between and it's long along the length of the leg. So please do what feels best. And I want you here to just notice how your body feels, how your legs feel, now that they not only have to activate moving up, but they also have to activate squeezing in order to hold on to the block. So let your arms come out into T formation. Palms up or palms down, it really doesn't matter. It's what's most comfortable for your arm. We're going to again begin to the right. So take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, I want you to gently bring your legs over towards the right, only going as far as you can, and still breathe. You might get a little bit of a shake here, and that's fine. Everybody looks fabulous. Good team. One more breath. And then when you're ready, use your core, use your legs to gently, slowly bring yourself back upright. And now, when you're ready, deep inhale. Exhale, roll yourself over to the left. So you're going to lead with that right hip. And again, you're only going as far as is comfortable. Beautiful, you guys. Breathe. And then inhale, bring yourself back. Bend into the knees. Take the block with the hands. And now we're going to go ahead and do another set. So this time we're going to change the direction slightly. What we did the first time is we came directly over, still moving within the same plane. This time what we're going to do is we're going to come down towards a diagonal. So you may not get to go quite as far, and that's fine. So we're starting here with a block up over the head. Take a deep inhale. And now as you exhale, I want you to come down at a diagonal. There you go, good. Beautiful, you guys. Breathe, nice. Awesome. Notice if you find a difference in this movement versus when we went directly across. And then inhale. Bring it back up. Let everything relax. Pause. And now we're going to move over towards the left. So take a deep inhale. Come down at a diagonal. Again, notice if you feel a difference on this side. One more breath. Next inhale, bring it up. And let's change it again back to the legs. Take the block back in between the legs. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. Whereas this first time we went straight down and over, this may be a slightly smaller movement. We're going to, this time, take it down a little bit, at an angle, okay? So when you're ready, take a deep inhale. Exhale. There you go, beautiful, you guys. Awesome. And then inhale, bring it back up. And now over towards the left, exhale. Beautiful, awesome. And inhale, bring it back up. Bend into the knees, release the block. Wow, put the legs back up. And take a moment, just pause here. Notice how your body's feeling. And then when you're ready, gently draw the knees high into the chest. Squeeze. Apanasana, energy freeing pose. Beautiful, you guys. Okay. From here, we're going to roll ourselves over onto whichever side feels best. Gently bring it up. Okay. All right, we're going to do one more floor posture. And I need to have you guys promise me that you are going to be very careful with this. So what I want you to do is we're going to begin by coming hips to heels. And I know that for some of you, this is like your least favorite posture. So what I would like to encourage you to do is use your block to sit on your block so that you are not having to come down. If hips to heels is not something that you like to do, okay? So this is traditional Virasana, hips to heels. If this is something that is like, it's too much flexion through your knees, then please do this from the standpoint of where you're sitting on a block. Can you see the difference in the angle? So it's like it's a much more forgiving angle. From here, again, we're going to begin to walk our hands back. And we're only going as far as when we begin to find stretch through the front of the quadriceps, okay? So the front of the quadriceps, and breathe. And again, fingers can either face towards the feet, fingers can face away to the sides, or fingers can be in gentle fists. So Rocky, what we're doing is we're moving into Virasana. And I know that this is one of your least favorite postures, so please do it with blocks so that you're not asking too much. So from here, what you're going to do is, once you've gotten a little, hey, quadriceps, we need to open up a little bit, right? Then what I want you to do is squeezing through the glutes. You're going to very gently begin to lift the hips away from the heels. And a small move. There you go. Beautiful. Awesome, you guys. That looks great. And then exhale, let it relax. Let everything soften. If you notice that by doing that, suddenly you can bring your arms back a little bit further. You can come in a little bit further. That's great. We're going to do this again. So taking a deep inhale. Squeeze the glutes gently, and then gently begin to lift through the hips. Good. Let it relax. And then one more time, deep inhale. Squeeze through the glutes, gently lift. Good. Let it come back. Now, I want you to sit back up one more time. We're going to come down and forward. I want you to bend into the knees, but notice that it's not a big bend, all right? My knees are only bent about halfway. Hands are again going to come back or out to the side or in soft fists. Please do what feels best. So what we're going to do is move into Purvottanasana, or east-facing pose, or reverse plank. So when you're ready, deep inhale. Exhale, squeeze through the glutes, lift, and then lengthen the legs. Oh, there we go, good. Nice, beautiful, good. Squeeze, good, and let it relax. How are we doing? It's different stuff. Okay, good. All right, what we're gonna do now really quickly before we go into a quick standing rotation. Yep, and we've got time. Deep inhale, lengthen up. We're gonna move into eagle arms, so I want you to wave your right hand because this is the side we're gonna do first. Exhale, sweep the right arm underneath the left. So the right arm is now done, palm is facing away. As long as it's comfortable, you're going to bring that left hand to the inside. Everybody got that? If that's too much, I want you to take your hands to your shoulders. And breathe. As you breathe, I'm going to adjust myself right here just so that you can see. There you go. As you breathe, what I want you to do is, as you exhale, very gently, very slowly, leading with the elbows, begin to bring the arms down. But this is all coming from the elbows. You're not pushing. Beautiful, you guys. And then when you're ready, you're going to take a deep inhale. And again, now the elbows are going to begin to rise. And it may be that they stop parallel to the shoulder, or if you feel like you've got a little bit more, they can come up a little bit more. Those of you that have grumpy shoulders, old injuries, I want you to be very careful here. Breathe, and then gently bring it back to a neutral place. Unwind the arms. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way out, up. Let the palms touch. Bring it down, hands to the heart. Take a moment to pause here and observe how everything feels. Release the shoulders. Roll into them. Good. And now we're going to do, again, left hand, deep inhale. Wave with the left hand. Exhale. This time left hand comes underneath right. As soon as that left palm faces away, it's done. The right hand wraps round. Okay, and I'm going to adjust a little bit on this side. Now, we all know that we have one side that's tighter than the other, so please be mindful. And if the other side was the open and this one is the tighter side, don't ask as much from the side. Please pay attention to your body. And then gently, slowly begin to lead with the elbows. On this side, this is my tighter side, so my movement is not as big on this side. There we go. How deeply can you breathe here? How much can you surrender through your exhale? And then when you're ready, deep inhale. Gently begin coming from the elbows to lift up. And breathe. Feel your body surrender into this through the breath. The breath is the medium in which the postures play. And then very gently, very slowly release. Unwind the arms. Again, sweep them all the way out, up. Deep full inhale. Exhale, bring it back down to the heart. And then gently let it release. Roll through the shoulders. Roll through the neck. Take a moment to again observe, to discover how you're feeling. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. Really nice. Okay. We're going to come into a standing posture, and I'm going to change the video. There we go. Okay, good. All right, you guys. So we should still have our chairs handy. You want them in a space that if you need them, you've got them. If you don't need them, you don't have to use them. So coming up to standing, we're going to just do a little bit of a sun salutation. So I want you to just start, because we've been doing a lot of sitting, take your hands to the low back and ever so gently, making sure that you're well grounded through your feet. Okay, sorry, my feet are getting a little chopped off this morning. Gently press the hips forward and shift your gaze so that it's comfortable and it's about looking up to the ceiling, but not overhead, at an angle of about 45 degrees. Breathe. Exhale, sigh. And then let it very gently release. From here, come back down to Tadasana, mountain pose. Deep inhale. Let the palms touch. Exhale, bend into the knees, squeeze through the glutes, come down part way. Take a moment to find yourself here. And then inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, squeeze again through the glutes. Bring it down a little bit more deeply. And then inhale, bring it back up. Exhale. And now to the point of where you need to use the chair, please use the chair. If it feels okay and safe, and you can come down a little bit more. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, squeezing through the glutes, gently hinging through the hips. Let the arms release, gently, slowly bring yourself down into Uttanasana, forward fold. There you go, beautiful, you guys, awesome. Moving into Ardha Uttanasana, or half forward fold. Your hands can either come up to the fingertips, staying on the mat. They can come to the front of the shins. They can come to the tops of the thighs. So inhale, find that length. Making sure that if your low back tends to get cranky, you're really activating through the glutes. Exhale, fold it again. This first part, I want you just simply to take your arms, bending at the elbows, wrap behind the knees. Let go of your head and neck. You've got a nice bend in the knees. You're here. It feels safe. It feels secure. It's a good place of surrender. You're going to do a gentle yes with your head and neck. And a no with your head and neck. And just notice how much more freedom you have in your head and neck when they get to dangle. No pressure. Release the arms. We're going to gently take ourselves into a twist from this place. So hands are either resting on the tops of the thigh or tops of the shins, or you can come down. If you need your blocks, use your blocks. You're going to gently walk your hands just a little bit over to the right, and I want you to shift your hips to the left. So not only are we doing a little twist, but once again, we're coming back to our lateral sides. Beautiful, you guys. Everybody looks awesome. I like being able to see you guys. This is so fabulous. Breathe. Gently release. Shift the hips back to center. Walk the hands back to center. Now what I want you to do is you've got a couple of options. It's going to depend on what your body says feels best. You can either take 2 fingers and place them and wrap them around the big toe, elbows out to the side. So I'm going to adjust a little bit so that you guys can see what elbows out to the side looks like. Or you can take your hands and place them completely underneath the sole of the foot, so that now the ball of the foot is actually higher than the heel. So either way is fine. And again, you can exhale, bend the elbows out towards the side, and breathe. So I want you to take whatever posture this is, but activate through the arms. So it's a little bit of a push and pull. You're moving into an isometric posture. So rather than it being passive, you're working on allowing those elbows to move away from each other as you're working to draw the chest towards the top of the thighs. But as you do that, you're also trying to move away, and you're gently squeezing through the glutes. So everything is active, except for the head and neck. They get to be passive and relax. One more breath. And then gently release. Feel your body soften. And now we're going to go back to twisting towards the left. So you're going to walk the hands, fingertips away, over towards that outer edge of the left foot, and shift the body weight into the right. Breathe. Beautiful, you guys. So again, gentle twist while we're also opening into that right rib cage. And breathe. And then gently, slowly release. Okay. So from here, I want you to, again, get comfortable. Take a moment, let the body weight roll onto the balls of the feet. See if you can lift the heels so that you're on tiptoes here for a moment. And then sink those legs down. So from here, I want you to shift the body weight. So again, we're going to start by moving into that right side first. So I want you to shift the body weight into the left foot and get very light with that right foot and do gentle circles. Okay, and I want you to play. I want you to begin to lengthen that right leg back, bend into the knee on the left, straighten into the knee on the left, bring that right leg back. Did everybody get that? Okay, I'm gonna hang on just a sec. Me too. There we go. Okay. It'll be easier because now you can see my feet. All right, here we go. Moving into the left foot. So I want you now to shift your body weight over to the right. Everybody got that? Getting very light with that left foot. Let it come up and off. Roll the toes. And as long as it's comfortable, begin to step back. Bend into this right knee. Straighten into the right knee. Oh, a little bit of leg strength. Bend into that left foot. Okay? So now we're going to do this again. Here we go. Only this time we're going to make it bigger. So coming from here, I want you to shift your body weight into that right leg. Get light with the left. Take a big step back and float yourself into your lunge. And I'm going to scoot myself forward just a little bit. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. Make sure that on this left knee, knee and ankle are stacked. Are we good? Yes? Good? Okay. Now, from here, I want you to bend into that left knee, or excuse me, right knee. You can either keep that right toe curled under, or you can let it come down. Breathe. Beautiful, you guys. Okay. If you need your block, lean back, grab your block, bring it forward. All right. Hands, as long as you say yes, are going to come to the inside of that left foot. Everybody see that? Are we good? What's wrong, Carolyn? Okay. All right. So I'm going to keep dialoguing. All right. Okay. So from here, we're going to open a little bit. I want you to keep this left arm right against this left knee. Inhale and open. Oh, yummy. Find that opening, find that stretch. Beautiful. Exhale, bring it down. Okay. If you need to, you're going to grab your block, holding on with that left hand now on the block. Right, or excuse me, this is the right hand. Left hand is on top of the thigh. I want you to very gently, slowly drop into this right hip and begin to twist to the left. And this is going to be a small movement. So what we're actually doing, if you feel this on the inside of the right pelvis, right, going down and then also going up, it's because we're also working into the psoas. So it really doesn't need to be big movement. And let it release, come back. Let this right hand come, or excuse me, left hand come to the inside of the left knee. As long as your body says yes, you are going to shift your body weight back. So now I'm moving back into tabletop. Sweep that left leg back. And take a moment here just in tabletop. Notice how it is. How does the body feel on the left side versus the right side? Okay, from here, rather than keeping our booty high up in the air, we're going to bend through the elbows and we're going to come all the way down onto the mat. So move as slowly with as much Beautiful. Care as you can to come down. Beautiful, you guys. From here, you can begin and take Sphinx. All right, so this is bending at the elbows, keeping the elbow and the shoulder at approximately 90 degrees. If this is your back bend for today, if your body says, nope, I can do a little bit more, you're going to work to bring your fingertips back, slightly behind the front end of the shoulder. And then we're going to come back to what we were doing last week. So take a deep inhale. And notice how that moves your body. Exhale, pause. Inhale again, allow it to bring yourself up a little bit more. Exhale, pause. One more time, deep inhale. Exhale, and let it release and come all the way down. From here, you're going to roll underneath the toes and press yourself back into a child's pose. There you go, good. With the arms extended. Now, please make sure that as you bring yourself up into downward facing dog, you are making whatever modifications you need to in order to stay safe. So from here, we're going to move ourselves into squat dog. So for me to do squat dog, I actually have to bring my hands back just a little bit so that I can get a really good seat at the bottom of my palm to push my knees up off the mat. Then from there, I lengthen up. I keep my knees bent as much as possible or as much as needed. I draw in strongly through my core. And just like we do when we bring our arms up over the head, you can allow the ears to come forward, but then slide those shoulders back down so that you have plenty of space between your ears and your shoulders. Chin is going to tuck up and into the chest, downward facing dog. Now, I want you to stay where you are for a moment. I'm going to reverse. Here we go. You're going to now bring that right foot forward. So now we're back into the lunge, okay? You can either drop into that left knee. Everybody see toes curled under. Beautiful. Or you can drop down onto the top of the foot. Please take what feels best. And I forgot my block, so hang on just a moment. Okay, all right. Can everybody see? I'm adjusting myself a little bit to hopefully so that you guys can see a little bit better. Okay, from here, right hand is going to come just to the inside of that right foot. Breathe here. I've got knee and ankle aligned through that right leg. Inhale, open. Yummy. Deep, full breath. And then exhale, gently, slowly bring it down. This next part, if you need a block, please use a block. At any time, if you need a block, use a block. Right hand or left hand is going to come on top of the block if you need it. Right hand is on top of the right knee. Exhale, gently drop into this left hip and gently begin the twist. And again, because we are doing this where we're really opening into the psoas, this may not be a very deep twist. So just breathe. I want you to feel it. Notice how it's moving in your body. And then gently, slowly release. Walk that right hand back down by the right foot. Okay, I'm going to adjust this again, just so that you guys can see. In order to come out, you're going to shift the body weight into the left side Bring the hips back. Sweep that right leg back. Take a moment right here in tabletop and just kind of notice how you're feeling. Now from here, same thing. I want you to walk your knees back just a little bit. And then use the strength of the arms. Eventually you want elbows down by the side. If it's a little bit easier to push elbows away, that's fine. Gently, slowly, using one smooth movement, bring yourself all the way down. There we go, good. And again, we're going to do the same thing that we did last time. So when you're ready, bringing ourselves up into cobra. Use your breath to bring yourself up. So deep inhale. Exhale, pause, hold yourself where you are. And again, deep inhale. Exhale, pause, hold yourself where you are. One more time, deep inhale. Exhale, pause. Deep inhale. Good. Exhale, bring yourself all the way down. Let your chin rest on your mat for a moment. If possible, gently curl your toes under your feet and then press back into a child's pose, extended arm. There you go. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. So again, we're going to do a downward facing dog. So please take the modifications that you need in order to keep yourself safe. First part, taking ourselves into squat dog. Spread wide through the fingers, plant through the base of the palm, lengthen through the arms so that the knees pop off the mat. Breathe here. From here, then strengthen and straighten through the legs, bringing the hips up. Gently come onto the balls of the feet. This is not about making sure that the heels touch. This is about finding length. Moving into the arms, allow the shoulders to come up towards the ears, and then just as we do when we're sitting, slide those shoulder blades down the sides of the rib cage. Tuck the chin up and into the chest. Make sure that you're finding length. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. And then from here, shift your gaze in between your thumbs. And I want you to very gently, very slowly walk your feet up towards your hands. Beautiful, you guys. Breathe, breathe. Nice. To come up, this is all dependent on how your back is feeling. You're either going to squeeze your glutes and roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time, or I want you to squeeze your glutes so that you can really ground through the center and ball of the foot. And inhale, bring yourself all the way back to standing. Urdhvastasana, raised arm pose. And then next breath, palms touch, exhale. Bring it all the way down. Pause. Oh, now I've chopped my head off. We're gonna have to work on this. And then release. Let's come back down into final relaxation, but we're gonna do an adjustment before we do that.
Trish.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, I'm going to have to leave because I've got to be somewhere at 11.
No, I'm so sorry. It's my fault because I messed up on so many different levels.
It's okay. It's okay. I just wanted to let you know I was leaving.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. All right, you guys. So here's what I want us to do. Coming back to opening through the heart. This is how we're going to finish. You're going to take your blankets. If you want to take this into a bound angle, posture supported bound angle, please feel free. If you want your legs to just stay long, that's fine too. You're going to stack the blankets. If you need, grab a block for your head so that your head is slightly higher. Okay, there we go. Everybody see the setup? There we are. Okay. You're going to take your sits bones and the low back, come right up against it. And then very gently, very slowly, bring yourself down. Allow your arms to come out by your side. Feel the shoulder blades begin to roll back. There you go. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. And if you want to bind your legs, feel free to bind your legs. If you'd rather just have them extended, have them extended. So this is how we're going to come into our final relaxation. So just take a moment and notice how you're doing. Notice how your body is feeling. Breathe and soften. Let everything begin to relax. Let everything begin to release. Take a moment for gratitude. For making time for yourself. If you're feeling any tension in any area, take a moment and just really squeeze into that area and all the areas around it. Tighten those muscles as much as you can, and then let everything relax and soften. As you're here, moving into your final posture, take a moment of gratitude also for your breath, for allowing it to lead you through your practice today. Very gently begin to find your way back with fingers and toes, hands and feet, allowing your body to make whatever movements feel best and most natural. Then allow the awareness to move through the legs, through the arms, back to the center of the body, back to our breath. Taking a full deep inhale and exhale through the nose. Then use the arms and the breath to stretch. Deep inhale, bring the arms up over the head, fingertips to toes, bones to skin. Long, slow, easy breath. When you're ready, give yourself a gentle hug one last time, drawing the knees high into the chest, wrapping your arms round. When you're ready, gently roll yourself onto whichever side feels best, and then back into a seated position with your eyes still closed and your breath still soft. Allow your thumbs to come to the sternum at the heart point, hands in prayer. Y'all, thank you so profoundly much for allowing me to be part of your morning and part of your practice. I honor the divine in you that is the divine in me, that is the divine in all of us. Namaste. May the blessings be.
Thank you, Trish.
Oh my God, you guys, thank you. Oh, wait, let me stop recording.